So I am filming this actually on the last day. I forgot to intro. Basically, this week was kind of a mess. There was 2 days that I ended up filming on the same day because I got behind on filming. I didn't get behind on like reading this week, but filming, it was a little messy. Hey guys, so I am reading out of Proverbs 20 today, and it says, "Don't say, 'I will avenge this evil.' Wait on the Lord and he will rescue you." If someone has wronged you, it is up to God what happens with them. It is up to God if they get punished for it. It is up to God if they are hurt in the long run. But every sin has a consequence, and I do believe that those people who have wronged you will get repaid eventually of that wrong. That being said, I highly doubt that any of you have ever lived through your entire life without wronging one person. And it's really easy to compare. It's really easy to look at the other person that has wronged you and be like, well, I've never done that. I've never done something that bad. Number one thing is just, you have to realize you have hurt people in the past. Sometimes you don't even know about it. You have wronged people. You have maybe even broken their hearts. You've done so many things that might not even be, like, you might not even see. And then the other thing that you have to realize is God calls us to forgive no matter what. It's hard. I can tell you, sometimes forgiving is more than just forgiving one time, saying, "I forgive you," or it's even more beyond just like someone apologizing and you saying, "I forgive you," or "It's okay." Sometimes forgiving is a daily action. There's some people that have hurt you so bad that you have to go to God every single day and be like, "God, it's so easy to focus on the bad that they did, but God, with your kindness and your love, I forgive them." And it's something that you have to do on a daily basis. I got to the point where, like, with certain people in my life, I started to hate them. And it was so prevalent in my life, and it was so prevalent to them even. And I just realized, God, I have to surrender this to you. If I want to move on in my spiritual life, and if I want to move on in my relationship with you, I have to surrender this to you. There's been times where that hatred, or that just like that jealousy, or all those different things would start to come back in my life because of my thoughts of that person. And I'd have to bring it back to God and be like, "God, I forgive them. I really do." And it's not just something that, if you forgive someone, it's not just something that, like, you'll never think of the wrong action. Because we are humans, we're gonna think of the past. It's really hard to forgive someone and then never ever think about the wrong that they did again. But it's something that we have to completely surrender to God and keep giving to God on a daily basis. Especially the more wrong that someone does to you, the harder it is. I guess what I'm just trying to say is, it says wait on the Lord and he will rescue you. And trust me, that is so true. It'll get to the point where rather than you are struggling to forgive that person, you start praying for them. You start wishing the best for them, and you start just asking God to work in their lives. And it might not be you want them back in your life. It might not be they're going to be in your life at all. But God will change your heart to the point where you can't even look at them with hate. You can't even look at them with any sight of negative. But you just look at them from the eyes of God and see, this is a child of God. This is a person that God created. And you realize, wow, I want the best for them. I want God to work in their lives, even despite anything they did to us. If you're in a spot where you're just like, God, I just want to revenge this person. I just want to I want them to go through the wrong and the hurt that they put me through. Just realize you just need to wait on the Lord, and He'll change your heart. He'll make you realize you don't want hurt and brokenness on them, but you want them to have love and God in their life. Yeah, so that was what I got out of Proverbs 20. It was quite a bit for one verse, but it's just something that God was just like, you need to talk about this. So I'll see you tomorrow with Proverbs 21. Hey guys. Yes, I know my hair is a mess. I just got off work and I'm about to take a shower, but I just wanted to hop on here and do Proverbs 21. The first one that stuck out to me was Proverbs 21:2. It says, "All a person's ways seem right to him, but the Lord weighs hearts." I think that is really important, because even if something seems right to you, and even if something seems right to another person, God looks at the heart behind it. So even if it's something that is good, like in the Bible when it talks about two people that were praying, it's good to pray, it's good to talk to God, but if the motives and the heart behind it is to glorify yourself and to bring the attention on yourself, then it's not right. And so I think it's important to look at the fact that God looks at the heart, He doesn't look at the action. And so if your heart behind praying is just to show everyone that you're praying, that's not a good thing. If your heart behind giving is just to get glory back from that, that's not a good thing. And so God looks at that. And so I think that's important. The one who guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. I think that is something that is very important. And again, like I said in the past few ones, because it talks about it a lot, something that God has really been showing me that I need to realize that what I say and you guys need to realize what you say matters. And I think that's a huge takeaway from Proverbs, is what you say and the words that you say, they can bring hurt or they can bring happiness, evil or good. So you have to be careful what you say. I'm reading out of Proverbs 22. For this one, I didn't get that much, but towards the end, I got a little bit more. "I have instructed you today, even you, so that your confidence may be in the Lord." For the first thing is, I think it's funny that he says, "I have instructed you today, even you." He's like, even you I've instructed. So that's surprising. So I don't know, I think that's kind of funny. But he says, so that your confidence may be in the Lord. So if you look back at all Proverbs, Solomon's point of this was so that our confidence is in the Lord. And I think that's really important to look at. Solomon wants our confidence to be in the Lord. And I think that's a good thing to have. Confidence in the Lord will lead to trust in Him, will lead to our faith to be stronger, would lead to our relationship with Him to be stronger, our dependence on Him. Everything pretty much relies on our confidence in God. And so I think that's really important. And so you listen to these wise words and you listen to these wise instructions to really just have that confidence in God and know that God's in control. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow with Proverbs 23. Hey guys, so today is May 24th actually. So I read yesterday and I highlighted what I was going to talk about, but I worked and then I completely spaced on filming. So I'm going to be going over chapter 23 and 24 today. That being said, it might be a little bit shorter, but yeah, so I'm just gonna go over real fast. Let me look it up. By the way, probably half the time that I am filming or doing the video, I'm wearing a Panera shirt. I usually do these either right before work or right after work, and I'm always working, so I promise I have a good style. It's just that I always have to wear Panera clothes because I'm always working. Anyways, so starting with Proverbs 23, don't wear yourself out to get rich because you know better. Stop. I don't know why, for some reason it was just like, it kind of stuck out to me because I was just like, I feel like there's so many people out there that are constantly just trying to seek more. Whether that be money, whether that be fame, whatever it is, people are always just trying to find more and trying to get better. And a lot of people are looking for more and more money. For me personally, I struggle with it because I have to pay a lot for school. So it's like I'm constantly thinking, do I have enough money to like pay for this, or do I have enough money for this? So I'm like cautious about things, but I'm also like, oh, I need to work more, and I like work super hard and everything. And there's nothing wrong with working hard. Like Proverbs talks about it multiple times that you should be a hard worker. You should work for what you have and not be lazy. But if you're doing this with the intentions of getting rich, and if you're doing this with the intentions of just seeking more, you're never going to be satisfied. So it doesn't matter how hard you work, there's nothing good that's ever going to come out of it. So for 24, which I read today, I think there might be like a couple verses. Let me check. So the main thing that stuck out to me for chapter 24 was verse 10. It says, if you do nothing in a difficult time, your strength is limited. A lot of Christians, including myself, are focusing on this time while we're in quarantine, or if some of you guys aren't in quarantine, while like we're stuck at home or while there's a virus going on. A lot of us don't really have motivation to do anything, and I think that actually applies more than just Christians. I mean, that applies to the majority of the population. Is like, since we're stuck in this difficult time, we don't have motivation to do anything, so a lot of us are just doing nothing. And as a Christian, if you think about it, this time you can be using for so much growth. You can be growing so much spiritually. I should have done this, but you could probably read the entire Bible in the time that we have. That being said, if we're using this time and doing nothing, and my equivalent to nothing would be binging Netflix shows, what else? Sitting in bed, sleeping too much, not getting anything productive done. And trust me, I'm not saying this I'm saying this because I've been doing the same thing. But if we're doing these things and we're not doing anything that actually strengthens or actually helps us spiritually, our strength is limited. How amazing would it be if we came out of this quarantine and we came out of this difficult time stronger? How amazing would it be if God brought so much growth in us that we could strengthen others and be there for others that are going through this difficult time? I just love that, because it's like God is showing us, if you need to be working in this time, and I don't mean physically working, but you need to be working at your spiritual life. You need to be working on your relationships, whether that be with your family or with your friends. You need to be focused on all these things so that God can strengthen you and your strength won't be limited. So I just want to leave it off with that, and yeah. So that's what I got out of Proverbs 23 and 24. See you tomorrow with Proverbs 25, and hopefully it will be tomorrow and I won't forget to film. I've been failing at this, but I'm kind of proud of myself because I've been pretty consistent, besides forgetting one day to read and then forgetting another day to film. I'd say I've been pretty consistent. I've been able to at least post every Wednesday. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow with Proverbs 25. Hey guys, so today is May 26th, and yes, again, I skipped a day. Yesterday was Memorial Day, so we were doing electronic free for my family, and so that being said, I wasn't allowed to film. My next week's video, I might go ahead and actually post on Monday, and it might be, I might post 2 on Monday, just, you'll see. But I'm gonna probably post the Read the Bible with Me and have chapters 27 through 30 and post that on Monday. That way I can go ahead and do on Wednesday Proverbs 31, and that one is going to be geared towards women because it's talking about the Proverbs 31 woman, and I'm going to just literally go over it, and it's going to be a lot longer than any of the other chapter overviews because I've studied a lot into it. And so yeah, so anyways, let's get into today's and then I'll finish this off. If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you. I looked into that because I was like, heap burning coals, we don't, like, what? You'll make him feel shame or guilt for the wrongs that he has done to you. It kind of reminds me of like the kill them with kindness. Like if you feed them when they're hungry, you give them water to drink when they're thirsty. If you just serve them and treat them well, as we are called to as Christians, then it might even change their hearts. Even if it doesn't change their heart, they're gonna be like, whoa, why are they treating me right when I'm treating them so terrible? So it will at least make them think about it and be like, whoa. And so yeah, I just think that's a good takeaway from this, is just make sure with anyone, like your enemies, people that are loved ones, always just be serving them and caring for them despite what they're saying about you, despite what they do to you, and God will reward you. And then the next one for chapter 26, the main verse that stuck out to me was verse 20. It says, without wood, fire goes out. Without gossip, conflict dies down. Basically, through 25 and 26, it goes through a lot of metaphors and analogies and imagery. And I just really like that analogy. Or would that be a metaphor? I'm sorry, I'm not an English major. But without wood, fire goes out. Without a gossip, conflict dies down. So like, if you guys are experiencing conflict in your life right now and you're just like, how can this stop? Like, how can this drama stop? Just realize, like, stop gossiping about it. Stop talking about it. And eventually it will die down because people feed on that drama. People feed on wanting to hear, the tea and all that. And so if you just stop talking about it, it's gonna eventually stop, at least on your end. So yeah, so anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was a very interesting week. I think last week when I got a day behind, it kind of threw me off, and yeah, my routine kind of got bad. But I mean, like, again, that shows that I'm not perfect. That shows that, I'm not gonna always have good days of like making sure I'm reading the Bible, but just keep yourself disciplined and keep making sure that you're continuing even if you get a day behind or even more than one day behind, and just asking God to like give you the motivation and strength to continue to read his word. And then like I said, I'll probably post the next Read the Bible with me on Monday. That might be a bonus video because I might be posting another video as well. I'll let you guys know on Friday. But anyways, yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm sorry that I'm kind of slacking on the channel for this week, but I promise good content is coming, and good videos, vlogs, like talk videos. I'm starting a series on dating, and trust me, you're gonna want to hear it. It's really good, and I still haven't even like necessarily prepared for it, but I have so much on my heart that I want to talk about, and it will be there to help you guys, but also be there to help me too. So anyways, yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.